Granny used to tell me all the time, sparks when faith and preparation combine. The road been right here all this time, but you gotta look with more than your eyes. And the small axe Jesse Ryle representing for I Just Star Mindset, rich forever.
Organize 400 million black people of the world into one vast organization to plant the banner of freedom on the great continent of Africa. If Europe is for Europeans, then Africa is for the black peoples of the world. Men and women as black as I am, and even more so, had believed themselves white under the West Indian order of society. I was simply an impossible man to use openly the term Negro, yet everyone beneath his breath was calling the black man a nigger. I had to decide whether to please my friends and be one of the black whites of Jamaica and be reasonably prosperous, or come out openly and help improve and protect the integrity of the black millions and suffer. I decided to do the latter. There is no future for a people who deny their past. My foreparents, my grandparents, my mother and father did not suffer and die to give me an education to oppress, slight, or discourage my people. Whatsoever education I acquired out of their sacrifice of over 300 years, I shall use for the salvation of the 400 million Negroes of the world. And the day when I forsake my people, may God Almighty say there shall be no more light for you. I unequivocally rejected the racist assumptions of much white American Christianity, namely that God had created the black man inferior and that he had intended Negroes to be a servant class, users of wood and drawers of water. I predicated my view of man and the doctrine of Imago Dei. All men, regardless of color, were created in the image of God. From this premise followed the equality of all men and also the brotherhood of all men. The biblical injunction of Acts 17:26 reminds us that he created of one blood all nations of men to dwell on the face of the earth. I was most interested in brotherhood within his own race. If Negroes are created in God's image and Negroes are black, then God must in some sense be black. If the white man has the idea of a white God, let him worship his God as he desires. We have found a new ideal. Whilst our God has no color, yet it is human to see everything through one's own spectacles. And since the white people have seen their God through white spectacles, we have only now started out to see our God through our own spectacles. We believe in the God of Ethiopia, the everlasting God, God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Ghost, the one God of all ages. That's the God in whom we believe, for we shall worship him through the spectacles of Ethiopia. Do you know what it means to be a man? To be a man is to bear resemblance of the Creator, the image of the Creator. If you are conscious of the fact that you are created in the image of the Creator, then you are a man. Man is a religious being, that is to say, he must have some kind of belief, call it superstition or not. Man who has started to think traces his origin beyond man, and such has been groping in the dark to find out the source from whence he came, and by our own intuition, we have attributed that source to something beyond us, and in so believing, we accept the idea of a religion. Some make our God a God of fire, some make our God a God of water, some make our God a God of elements, and others of us accept the Christian belief. Man's religion is something we cannot eliminate from his system or destroy in him. Therefore, it is folly for any man to go about attacking another man's religion, because to him it is fundamental. You may be a Christian, you may be a Mohammedan, that is your religion. We are all entitled to our religious beliefs. Some of us are Catholics, some of us are Presbyterians, some of us are Baptists, and we deem it a right to adhere to our particular belief. The white world has always tried to rob and discredit us of our history. They tell us that Tutankhamun, the king of Egypt, who reigned about the year 1350 BC, was not a black man, that the ancient civilization of Egypt and the pharaohs was not of our race. But that does not make the truth unreal. Every student of history of impartial mind knows that we once ruled the world, when white men were savages and barbarians living in caves, that thousands of Negro professionals at that time taught in the universities of Alexandria, then the seat of learning. No black man shall be truly respected until the race as a whole has emancipated itself through self-achievement and progress from universal prejudice. The black man will have to build his own government, industry, art, science, literature, and culture before the world will stop to consider him. Until then, we are but wards of a superior race and civilization and the outcasts of a standard social system. One of our problems historically is that we have always been reacting to initiatives taken by other people. To fight for African redemption does not mean that we must give up our domestic rights. It does not mean that we must become disloyal to any government or to any country wherein we were born. We can be as loyal American citizens or British subjects as the Irishman or the Jew, and yet fight for the redemption of Africa and complete emancipation of the race. We believe in the United States Constitution for the Americans, but we stand for the idea of Africa for the Africans. It is not our intention, our purpose to send all black people back to Africa. No. Those of us who go to Africa will become pioneers, pilgrim fathers of the new nation. It is the decision of the black man to make Africa a nation to which we can look for help and support, moral and physical, when ill-treated or abused for being black people. A strong man is strong everywhere. The first black heavyweight boxing champion of the world was Jack Johnson. He was a strong man, and he was strong everywhere he went. He had beaten his white opponents in Australia, he had beaten them in the United States, and he can beat them wherever they presented themselves. The African race could be like Jack Johnson. If it became strong in Africa, then it could be strong everywhere. For 250 years, we have struggled under the burden and rigors of slavery. We were brutalized, we were maimed, we were killed, we were ravaged in every way. We are men, we have souls, we have passions, we have feelings, we have hopes, we have desires like any other race. The cries raised all over the world of Canada for the Canadians, of America for the Americans, of England for the English, of France for the French, of Germany for the Germans. Do you think it unreasonable that we, the blacks of the world, should raise a cry of Africa for the Africans? The Negro is a man. We represent the new Negro. His back is not yet to the wall. We do not want his back to the wall because that would be a peculiar and desperate position. We do not want him there. It is because of this that we are asking for a fair compromise. The Belgians have control of the Belgian Congo, which they cannot use. They have not the resources to develop nor the intelligence. The French have more territory than they can develop. There are certain parts of Africa in which you cannot live at all. Now it is for you to come together and give us a United States of Africa. We are not going to be a race without a country. God never intended it, and we are not going to abuse God's confidence in us as men. We are men, human beings, capable of the same acts as any other race, possessing under fair circumstances the same intelligence as any other race. Africa has been sleeping, not dead, only sleeping. Today Africa is walking around not only on its feet, but on its brains. You can enslave, as was done for 300 years, the bodies of men. You can shackle the hands of men. You can shackle the feet of men. You can imprison the bodies of men, but you cannot shackle or imprison the minds of men. Dive down, black men, and dig. Reach up, black men and women, and pull all nature's knowledge to you. Turn ye around and make a conquest of everything north and south, east and west, and then when you have wrought well, you will have merited God's blessing. You'll have become God's chosen people, and naturally you'll become leaders of the world. And as you bow down to the white man today, so will other races bow down to you and call you a race of masters because of the superiority of your minds and your achievements. No race has the last word on culture and on civilization. You do not know what the black man is capable of. You do not know what he's thinking. You are thinking in terms of battleships, of dreadnoughts, of submarines, of aeroplanes. Do you know what we are thinking about? That is our own private business. So give us credit for being able to use our minds, and with people becoming conscious of themselves, determined to use their minds, you do not know to what extent they can go. Liberate the minds of men, and ultimately you will liberate the bodies of men. Do you know that the black man is thinking in terms of perpetual motion? He's also thinking in terms of the hidden mysteries of the world, and you do not know what the oppressed and depressed by virtue of his condition and circumstance may give to the world as a surprise. Do you know that when men are forced to do things, they do them with greater effect than when they're not forced to do them? Are you going to force us into a corner where we have to think and think evil? For God's sake, do not force 280 million black men to think evil as to be a menace to the world. Do not force us to think that way. Give us a chance to live in ease as you are living, so that we can bring out those latent hidden powers which made a Newton, give us a Huxley and a Darwin. We are capable of giving such men to the world if forced into a corner to think. We are a peace-loving people. We love humanity. We love the white race, not for social fellowship, but in the common brotherhood that God intended we should live. What satisfaction can anyone get in being happy and see his brother wallowing in dirt, filth, and disease? How can men feel happy living in luxuries when others are living in disease? And then when someone tries to help the other out of the disease, the subtle culprit talks about disloyalty. My greatest desire is to see all humanity happy, whether white, yellow, or black, because I know God made this wonderful world for all mankind. The black men of Carthage, the black men of Ethiopia, the black men of Egypt, of Timbuktu and Alexandria gave the light of civilization to the world. Ethiopia shall stretch forth her hands unto God, and princes shall come out of Egypt. Any leadership that teaches you to depend upon another race is a leadership that will enslave you. The race that leads another is always a race of masters, and the race that is led will always remain a race of slaves. They have given leadership to our foreparents, and that leadership made them slaves. We have decided to find a leadership of our own to make ourselves free men. The great scholars, after passing through our schools, their colleges, their universities, have thrown away the blessed record. Babylon did it, Assyria did it, France under Napoleon did it, Germany under Prince von Bismarck did it, Great Britain under William Pitt Earl of Chatham did it, America under George Washington did it, Africa with 400 million black people can do it. If you cannot do it, if you are not prepared to do it, then you will die. You race of cowards, you race of imbeciles, you race of good-for-nothings. If you cannot do what other men have done, what other races have done, what other nations have done, then you had better die. Can we do it? We can do it. We shall do it. We have prayed to God for the vision and for leadership, and He Himself is now our leader, and He has given us a universal vision, a vision that will not limit our possibilities to America, a vision that will not limit our possibilities to the West Indies, but a vision that says there must be a free and redeemed Africa. If we must solve this American problem, if we must solve the West Indian problem, we shall solve it only for the glory of a great empire. We shall solve it only for the glory of a great dominion, a great republic upon which the sun will never set. Whatsoever man has done, man must do. And methinks looking into your eyes, I see great warriors rising up in the cause of African freedom. Methinks I see in the eyes of some of you men a Brutus reading in his tent at Philippi, a Richard Coeur de Leon bearing down on the galleons of Spain, and Napoleon storming the bridge of Lodi. Yea, men looking into your eyes, methinks I see a crowned prince storming the forts at Verdun. Yea, more a Marshal Joffre marching before the French artillery to win at the Marne, everlasting glory for France. And in the eyes of some of you women, I see a Florence Nightingale rising up to do service, not in the Crimean battlefield, but the battlefields of Africa, leading the hundreds and thousands of Black Cross nurses, following the millions of African legions who shall march out to do battle for the everlasting glory of Africa. I see a Joan of Arc, not the white woman of France, but a black woman of Africa, snatch up the flag of the red, the black, and the green, and say to 400 black men, follow me. Shall we make it? By the Almighty in the eternal heavens we have pledged to make it. Give us a standard bearer of Christ, let him lead and we will follow. Christ the crucified, Christ the despised, we appeal to you from the great memories of the past. We appeal to you for help, for succor, and for leadership. When you endeavor to carry your burden up the heights of Calvary, when white men scorned you, when white men spurned you, when white men spat upon you, when white men pierced your side out of which blood and water gushed forth, it was a black man in the name of Simon the Syrian who took the cross and bore it on the heights of Calvary. So now, when we are climbing our Calvary, the burden being heavy, we ask that you help us on up the journey of the heights. Surely we shall not turn back. The cause is grand, the cause is glorious. Sail on, O mighty ship of state, sail on, we shall not stop now. We shall sail on until the red, the black, and the green is perched upon the hilltops of Africa. Classes, nations, and races which have been quite quiet for over 4 centuries, and who has been the hewer of wood and drawers of water for other men, who has merely borne abuse, insult, and humiliation for many generations, whose patience, docility, and forbearance can only be compared to the prophet Job, has likewise lifted his bowed head and raised it up to God's skies and cried out, I am a man, and demand a man's chance and a man's treatment in the world. Black people had always been oppressed because of our race. We should therefore strive to put our own racial self-interest first in everything we do. We should support our own businessmen, professionals, writers, athletes, and so on, provided that these persons also have their people's interest at heart. Black people should see beauty in their own kind and not try to bleach their skins or otherwise look like what we're not. In the days of slavery, miscegenation, or race mixture had occurred because the African woman had no protection from the slave master. So there is now no need for black people to themselves freely continue a practice that smacks so much of slavery. Our critics say that the race problem will be solved through higher education, through better education, that black and white will come together. That day will never come until Africa is redeemed. If those who, like W.E.B. Du Bois, believe that the race problem can be solved in America through higher education, they will work between now and eternity and never see the problem solved. God made man Lord of his creation, gave him ownership and possession of the world, and you have been so darned lazy that you have allowed the other fellow to run away with the whole world, and now he's bluffing you and letting you know that the world belongs to him and that you have no part in it. I do not have to apologize to anybody for being black, because God Almighty knew what he was doing when he made me black. If black people knew their glorious past, then they would be more inclined to respect themselves. I shall teach a black man to see beauty in himself and be hanged to the man who said shall not be so. You've heard of Johnny Walker. Well, he had his adversities and he's still going strong, but I intend with your assistance and God's grace to continue. And my work has just begun, and when the history of my suffering is complete, then future generations will have in their hands the guide by which they shall know the sins of the 20th century. I know, and I know you too believe in time, but we shall wait patiently for 200 years if need be to face our enemies through our posterity. After my enemies are satisfied, in life or death I shall come back to serve, even as I've served before. In life I shall be the same, in death I shall be a terror to the foes of African liberty. If death has power, then count on me in death to be the real Marcus Garvey I would like to be. If I may come in an earthquake or a cyclone or plague or pestilence, or as God would have me, then be assured that I shall never desert you and make your enemies triumph over you. Will I not go to hell 1,000,000 times for you? If I die in Atlanta, my work shall not only then begin, but I shall live in the physical or the spiritual to see the day of Africa's glory. When I am dead, wrap the mantle of the red, the black, and the green around me, for in the new life I shall rise with God's grace and blessing to lead the millions of the heights of triumph with the colors that you well know. Look for me in the whirlwind or a storm. Look for me all around you, for with God's grace I shall come and bring with me countless millions of black slaves who have died in America and the West Indies, and the millions in Africa to aid you in the fight for liberty, freedom, and life. The civilization today has gone drunk and crazy with its power, and by such it seeks through injustice, fraud, and lies to crush the unfortunate. But if I'm apparently crushed by the system of influence and misdirected power, my cause shall rise again to plague the conscience of the corrupt. For this I'm satisfied, and for you I repeat, I'm glad to suffer and even die. Again I say, cheer up, for better days are ahead. I shall rise.
Marcus I, Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. One welcome, beautiful viewers and subscribers. We're there again, one more day above ground, and we know life is our ultimate position. Nothing no greater than life. See, no matter what go on. Yes, I am. So one welcome. There, if you look upon the life of Marcus Garvey. As we know, tomorrow will be Marcus Earthstrong, and that I gonna bring him up to about 145-year anniversary. Yeah, and yeah, we give thanks, we're giving thanks, for the life of Marcus Garvey. A lot of people say a lot of things about him, Zane, and some is fair and some is unfair. But nonetheless, we hold Marcus in a very high regard. Yeah. We see him more than just a national hero of Jamaica. Yeah, man. We see him more than that. He's more than that to us. At least to I. Anyway. Yeah. So we there have to look on a few things. We hear some things surface through the social space. Zane. As me say, we hear some unfair things more while. And some of the time there, the things them that we hear is actually coming from our own people. Regarding Marcus Garvey, a man who stand up for African people globally, for the struggles that African people went through. Marcus gave his life to that in awakening the dormancy of the mind of African people, reminding them how great they are. How could you fight against a man like Marcus, who was standing for you, who wanted to see the upliftment of you, wanted to see the elevation of you, but still you have ones out there want to speak ill of the man. And as me say, sometimes it's from our own people. It is more shocking to I when I hear like a Rasta, a man who profess Rastafari, I put down Marcus Garvey. Them thing they're shocking to I, man. When me hear ones who say them is Rastafari or them is Rasta, then I talk some real disgusting things about the honorable prophet. It is shocking. May I tell her? I come across a little recording and boy, may I tell her when I hear it, may I say, no. So I had to come and, try and even straighten up some of them little talks there. You see me? Yeah, man. Because even we have Marcus as a prophet that prophesy things and we see them come to pass. As there them can see the title Marcus prophesy or prophesy against the African people. Yeah. And it come to pass. And a lot of people probably don't know about this prophecy. Zane. But we are going to bring it forward. For sure the ones them say Marcus was a real prophet. It's not just Rasta a pin that title on him. You see me? No. It's because he was. Zane. Marcus was a prophet. And beside that, he was a great entrepreneur. You see? Great. Marcus asks, where are the black man of big affairs? Big affairs. Marcus said, what on there? Where we there? Well, some are we there. Some of we don't know say that is what we are. Africans have big affairs. Because no affairs no greater or bigger than the African affairs. Marcus say one of that. Because Marcus know that as great as he was, you have other brethren is great just the same, which is of his race, also of other race. Because Marcus wasn't prejudiced. Marcus was just saying that there is so much unfair how them try to depict history and minimize the African nation to just being slaves. When Marcus did know say we were more than that, and Marcus came to remind us, bring back that remembrance, show us the reality, a black star liner agitating to bring back black people to Africa. So how can a black man, African man, talk ill about Marcus? Madness. And you have old attacks, oh, Marcus this the king and him this the emperor, and really? Marcus never diss the emperor. Marcus never diss the king. No. Marcus see that probably the king could have done things a different way. And Marcus, in his own right, him right to think like that. Because him is an individual. Him never diss the king. It's just some egotistical ones now I got jump on that and say, oh yeah man, the man that this the emperor, and we not really, cause any man who this the emperor, and, but an old parasta we see in Italy. Old parasta we see in Italy. Yeah. Old parasta we see in Italy. Italy dissed the king, invade the king premises, drop mustard gas, poison the water, the soil. That is a big disrespect. So no Rasta shouldn't want to go to Italy, due to that fact that Italy have disrespected the king. Rome. Yeah, till they have Anthony B come up and sing one song where say fire upon Rome. And it's all because him cognizance of this the knowledge that Rome had this the king. And the system that Rome have. And I run the whole world. It's a fire upon Rome. But Marcus never dissed the king. Yeah, man, like the boys. Them guy that this Marcus. Yeah. Them guy there. Look at it, you know. Them man they had a career because of Marcus Garvey. If there was no Marcus Garvey, the boys wouldn't have no career. You wouldn't even hear about him. Because him tried to take down one of the most powerfulest black man in that time. Him think him did succeed. Probably did. But yeah. Him think him bring down the most powerfulest black man in America. We had millions of Africans following him globally. And one mix-up guy think him could bring down the Gurach and the Burr, the Black Tiger. Him think him could have bring down Marcus. So them fraudulently free him up, draft up a thing and send Marcus to prison. And I think that would have been the end of Marcus Garvey. We only talk about the boys because, you know, he was part of Marcus' greatness because he tried to bring down a powerful black man, a powerful African man. Yeah. Him think that would be the end of Marcus Garvey. That would be the end of the UNIA. No. UNIA is still here today. Marcus is still remembered today. Who remember the boys and all those who try to bring him down. When you look on the Ghanaian flag, Zane, that is flying at the United Nations, it's a reminder of Marcus Garvey, that black star in that Ghanaian flag. Is to symbolize, is a symbol of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Zin? Yeah. Kwame Nkrumah put that there because of Marcus Garvey. So you can't get rid of Marcus. No matter what you do, you could never bring down Marcus. Oh, it's impossible. This is one of the most powerfulest black men in the world. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Eh? Wow. The greatest. One of the greatest. One of the greatest ever. They try their best But Marcus still live on. Marcus still live on, man. Yeah. Marcus probably is a spirit today, innit? Living in the heart of all flesh, or some flesh. Yeah. Marcus is a spirit today, man. And take on to flesh. That's why you have Garveyites. You still have them today. Because the spirit of Marcus Garvey has taken unto their flesh. So you can't kill something like that. You know what I mean? Can you kill a spirit? I don't know. No enough man I say, but we're not dealing on a spirit and and this and that. But it's a reality of what we're dealing with today. When we are talking about Marcus. The remembrance of him. It's in your spirit, man. When you remember Marcus, when you read about Marcus. Marcus not gone away. Marcus said, look for him in the whirlwind. Look for him in the wind, man. Yeah. Let me say a hurricane season now a certain part of the planet. Yeah. Enough people love to say boy is Marcus that to said way. Marcus make certain talk, you know. Marcus say I'ma give him life and he will come back again. Man tell you say, but come back again, you know, when him give life, you know. Him physical structure. You see me? Because the life is that spirit, you know. Yeah. Spirit take unto itself flesh. Greatest black man ever. One of. I'm not want nobody come jump down my throat today and say, yeah. One of the greatest black man. Look how much of them virgin here what we have today. That them can more than buy a ship. Them would never buy a ship. And Marcus in him time man buy a ship. See? Marcus buy a ship because him say what? Back to Africa. Africa for the Africans. Home and abroad. Born and unborn. And honorable family, please like the video. You know, please like the video. YouTube say them love when the eye them like the video. It tickle their algorithm and you know make the algorithm laugh. Yeah. So if the eye them could please like the video, that you know would really appreciate of that. Yeah man, manners and respect. Yeah. Marcus buy a ship and say Africa bound. Even though at the time he was, you know, doing little business in the Americas, you know, making trips from Caribbean islands, you know what I mean? Providing a service for African people in the West. You know what I mean? So whenever I feel always I got depend upon some other transportation if we want to go certain place where it would have been some exorbitant price Marcus create a thing, create a business. Then that would benefit African people in the diaspora and eventually would make it way into Africa. I was in a Zoom meeting over the strong end. I think it was on the Sabbath. I was on a Zoom meeting. See? I was on a Zoom meeting and the Right Honorable Mosiah Garvey son was in that Zoom meeting. Yeah. It was such an honor and a privilege to be a part of that Zoom meeting with Marcus Garvey's son. The Honorable Julius, or the Honorable Dr. Julius Garvey, the son of the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Yeah, they're in a Zoom meeting with the Honorable Elder Zane. Who chaired the meet? The meeting or the Zoom was organized by Rastafari Global Reasoning New Edition. Yeah. And I think that's every Sunday. That's every Saturday, beg your pardon. Yeah. I must bless up the Virgin, Ras Buki, manners and respect, more love and strength. You know. Honorable Priest Hannibal, give thanks again, my Lord, for the strength and the support. You know, the I is the one who made it possible. You know, so I could be a part of such panel of discussion, you know. Yeah, with Marcus Mosiah Garvey's son. That was great. It was a great thing. You know, I was, I don't know, I lost for words. Yeah, that's in the presence of greatness, you know. Yeah, Marcus Garvey's son. Where I say, man? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. The Rastafari Global Reasoning New Edition. Yeah. Every Saturday, you know. Yeah. Yeah, man. It was great. It was great. Some of the things them that was discussed there. But one of the things where that came back to my remembrance when a virgin mentioned that Marcus Garvey had make his journey to Liberia. Seeing? And he was stopped, I think, by the Liberian National Maritime, you know, Coast Guard. So Marcus Garvey had actually made his way. He was in the African water, the Ethiopian Sea. He was there. He just didn't make it on the shores. According to, you know, that bit of history that I've heard before. I've never read it, but I've heard that reasoning before by some great scholars. You see me? Some real credible and great scholars. And you have a whole world of people love to say, but Marcus never got African. Marcus didn't touch on the shores. You see me? He didn't touch on the shores. But he was in Africa. Him just never get to engage with the people. I want to say, but I see that watch here. Listen, I was at the beach or the seaside then. I don't know. Them thing them call beach in Europe. But the dep on the seaside. And when me reach on the seaside, then me see the water. Me see the water way up. Then way up. And within about 3 hours, 3.5 hours of I being there, I start to see the water start to recede. The tide start to reverse. Yeah. Tide start to reverse. And my walk go out there and thing, and I say, yeah. But me I said that, for say this. That when me still walk go out there, me still did there in a Little Hampton said where. Even though when the water full up, you see me? Me still did there in a Little Hampton. So now because Marcus did the out there in the sea, you know mean say him never there in a Liberia. Him did just in the sea. According to that bit of information. You see me? But probably none of that not even matter, you know what I mean? But people love to say, oh, Marcus never enter in Africa. Marcus never got Africa yet. I would find it very strange if you know that a man who is well traveled wouldn't reach Africa somehow. A man who give his whole life and back to Africa mission. Marcus' whole work was about back to Africa. His whole legacy is about back to Africa. It wasn't about anything else really. Yeah, uplift yourself. When you uplift yourself around here, so you can go back to Africa and help uplift Africa. Yeah. So why Marcus wouldn't want to reach Africa and him have a ship? Why? But anyway, Marcus prophesied about African people. I think I'm going to leave that for really the last part of the program. Zane, I think we're going to leave that part for the last part of the program. But more have to deal with this part I know when they say Marcus was a scammer. Me hear a ras out of my own ears. I said that to another ras. Marcus was one of the biggest scammer and politician and all sort of derogatory stuff. Me ever play for no. And me not understand some of these things from some of these virgin who said them is ras. Or if you say something like that as a ras. But Marcus, when Marcus clearly are the one who will tell a long time, long before you even know about Selassie, so you have to see God in your own spectacle. You have to see God in your own spectacle. Zane, everybody have to see God through them own spectacle. And you identify that Godhead for be Haile Selassie the first. Zane, majority are Rasta today. That is what lead most of the rest them to Haile Selassie. Because Marcus make that prophecy. Say look towards the east. Zane, look towards the east. They are crowning of a king. And at the same time, Marcus never said look to the east of Africa, you know. Marcus didn't say look to the east of Africa or look to East Africa. Marcus said look to the east. You hear me I say? Marcus said look to the east. Could be any east. Him come from out of Jamaica. Could be east Jamaica. Could be talking about him. Could be talking about the east side of Jamaica. You see a king crown out there. Yeah man, one king did crown out of the east of Jamaica there man. Yeah. But we take it and say, boy, alright, because Haile Selassie, the emperor of Ethiopia, was crowned in 1930. We hold on to that and say, yeah, the king Marcus did a talk about Haile Selassie the first. We hold that and we run with it. See? So how can you as a man as a Rastafari or Haile Selassie and I go talk bad about Marcus Garvey? I don't know. I don't know. Some of the culture where we hear more wild star. It's sound away. I don't know lie. But anyway, I go play with this thing I say. I play with it I say.
Bongo,
Go on.
take down the vibes a little bit.
Come again.
No, I said take down. I said make we take down the vibes a little bit.
No, I would never attempt to take down the vibes.
Well, I have to explain something to that.
Yeah.
No, it's Iras Mandipa called forward.
Oh.
No, I have said to the I know. You see when that revelation pertaining to Marcus Mosiah Garvey came to I died in a rasta.
Well, you can imagine how I feel when it comes to I.
No, well, hold on, certain parts of the revelation and information come true to I from a woman that I was with at the time. And believe you me, you know, if probably a couple weeks, it's like my woman can't even touch me, you know, Rasta.
I understand exactly how you feel.
So me one day I over them. I know exactly the kind of blue or whatever that it would have put to a one where really pull up of the Marcus Mosiah Garvey that has been portrayed to us.
Yes, I may tell you.
Marcus Garvey and Haile Selassie. I'm a two godfather.
Alright.
And hold on.
Yeah.
And then now, 1966, when me 18 years old, the second day His Majesty was here, and I saw him twice that day, and I even meet him later the second time.
Yeah.
I was so relieved when I heard that as Haile Selassie land of Jamaica, he asked to be taken to the shrine of Marcus Garvey to pay his respects.
That is the nature of Rastafari.
All right, okay.
Alright. So, what I say now, I actually had to die, or a part of me at least had to die when that revelation comes to us. So I am completely aware of how it touched ones where
Hold on, Amigo.
same kind of state where I was in terms of, as you say, your two father then, Haile Selassie and Marcus Garvey. So I know that thing. But then now, the thing is, you have a thing named karma, Papa Joe. Karma. And what I am saying is that I come to know, not suspect and speculate. I have come to know that
I think that it'll play a little bit buffled a bit, so I kind of bring it from a different angle for the item, so the item can hear it without that type of distorting, itching, and you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Rasta. I don't know how some of them Ras come up with these things still, but don't know how them do it, which book them did I read, you know. It just sound weird. I tell a lie. That sound weird to eyes, like I don't know. Man, them. Anyway, yeah, we can get this thing up and running again.
Bongo,
Go on.
take down the vibes a little bit.
Come again.
No, I said take down. I said I could take down the vibes a little bit.
No, I would never attempt to take down the vibes.
Well, I have to explain something to that.
Yeah.
No, it's Iras Mandita called for.
Oh.
No, I have said to that now. You see when that revelation pertaining to Marcus Mosiah Garvey came to us, I died in a rasta.
Well, you can imagine how I feel when it come to I.
No, well, hold on, let me say. Certain parts of the revelation and destination come true to I from a woman that I was with at the time. And believe you me, you know, probably a couple weeks is like my woman can't even touch me, you know, Rasta.
I understand exactly how you feel.
So me one day I over. I know exactly the kind of blue or whatever that it could have do to a one will really pull up after Marcus Mosiah Garvey that has been portrayed to us.
Yes, let me tell you. Marcus Garvey and Haile Selassie. I'm a two godfather.
Alright.
And hold on.
Yeah.
And then now, 1966, when me 18 years old, the second day His Majesty was here, and I saw him twice that day, and I even meet him later the second time.
Yeah.
I was so relieved when I heard that as Haile Selassie land of Jamaica, he asked to be taken to the shrine of Marcus Garvey to pay his respects.
That is the nature of Rastafari.
All right, okay.
Alright. So, what I say now, I actually had to die, or a part of me at least had to die when that revelation come to us. So I am completely aware of how we touch ones where we probably in the same kind of space where I was, in terms of, as you say, your two father them, Haile Selassie and Marcus Mosiah Garvey. So I know that thing. But then now, the thing is, you have a thing named karma, Papa Jerry. Karma. And what I am saying to you is that I come to know, not suspect and speculate. I have come to know that Marcus Mosiah Garvey was not the hero or whatever that we have observed him to be. I know that, Bongo Jerry. I have known it for probably close to 2 decades.
All right, what you say, condemn him.
Well, I said he was, I call him the greatest, most brilliant, most elaborate scammer, politician that this modern era.
No, don't repeat that. You said that already. Tell me how they scamming him do.
For example, the Black Star Line affair was a big scam. The whole Back to Africa thing was a scam, Bongo.
What the scam was about? For him to make some money?
Yes.
And he deliberately set up all of those things to con the people.
Well, put it this way.
No, just yes or no first, and then we'll discuss.
Yes, he was a scammer.
All right.
He was,
all right.
Had no
so therefore, it is the United States. Hold on. Therefore, it is the United States government and the FBI and J. Edgar Hoover who unraveled all of his doings and proved that he was a scammer, right?
No, I am saying to you that I have come.
I'm not asking you about you. Not asking about you. Not asking you about you. I am asking if it was not the United States and the FBI and Edgar Hoover who demonstrated that Marcus Garvey was a scammer.
Well, you see, you put the question in a kind of way. Of course, he came up against the forces in America. And of course, it was also important to note that the forces in America, even if they had identified him as a scammer, it wouldn't have been of any real great concern. That part of it wouldn't be of any great concern to them. You know, but let's go up. The UNIA was formed in 1914, right? Right, sir?
Yeah.
And the UNIA was established with a mantra: the one God, one aim, one destiny. The question is, who was Marcus Garvey's God when he launched the UNIA? Whom did he consider as his one God?
Marcus Garvey learned from other people, including some other people from the Caribbean who was teaching certain things even in advance of him. And Marcus Garvey learned from some of them. We will worship Ethiopia through the spectacles. We will worship God through the spectacle of Ethiopia. And therefore we see God in our image and black and so on. And yet Marcus Garvey was a Catholic for most of his life and was buried in a Catholic church. So what?
So well, you still don't answer my question, Bongo Joe.
Look here now, look here. Hey, hello, listen.
Was God
listen, hear me now. Hear this now. I'll give you a chance. I'll give you a chance to talk out all what you talk out, what you want to talk out, but you want this to be an argument. I'll give you a chance to talk out all. I give you a chance to talk out all what you're saying against Marcus Garvey. You didn't do so. I'll give you a chance to talk out all what you're saying in favor of Haile Selassie being the creator of heaven and earth, and I didn't do so. And therefore now I'm not going.
I didn't say Haile Selassie is the Almighty, Bongo Joe. I said Rastafari.
Yeah, who is Rastafari?
The Almighty.
Yeah, who is Rastafari? What is his birth date?
His birth date?
Yeah.
I said it's the Almighty, Bongo Jerry.
I said, what is his birth date?
Why you going to ask me the birth date of the Almighty?
You're wasting time and you're coming and preaching religion.
No,
back off with the religion. Back off with the religion. Back off with the religion. Back away from yourself. Pull the plug there. Pull the plug. Back off with the religion.
No, Jado. May I tell her, Jado. May I crack up in that stew there, so that's the God. Hey, but I run him off of my program too, you know. But I run him off of this judgment ball. I talk about. You say, you know, say Haile Selassie is God. But you say Haile Selassie, Rastafari is the Almighty. But I don't know. Jano. But I mean, he's not a great reader, you know. Zane, and I don't consider myself to be educated either. You see me? But I know I can't help myself. I know I can't help myself. I know I can't overstand certain things. You see me? I never really want to explain out certain things I get certain things. Even if I want to explain it to me and it makes sense, then I can say, yeah, that makes sense. You see me? But I don't know, some of them virgin sound is a virgin write a book too. Is a Ras, that Ras where the eye them ear attack is a virgin that write a book. Is a virgin who write a book on His Majesty, Rastafari. So I don't know. Something another key. I think the book name, something another key. So you know. Oh, you have to talk about Marcus Garvey like that. You can't even explain out, about the God who you serve or you profess. You can't tell me, oh, him a God or I don't know. It's sound away. It sound away. Now man, we have to help one another still, you know. He met the man run him off him program. It does sound embarrassing, star. Man say, as a religion they are deal with, back off, Man say, pull the plug. Yes, star. No, it's funny. Not to I, it's funny. I don't know, but what? Me have to laugh. See, because the way the man, the way the man deal with it, make him the man deal with him like that. Right? Him make the man deal with him like that. The man running off of the program with that star. I said, boy, yo, I deal with him harsh. Yeah, well, if you come with stupidity, and you not make sense, you try to put down. You try to put down a man where, come on, who is you comparing to Marcus Garvey? Who is you comparing to? You have said Marcus was a scammer, and all the people them are done Marcus. People shouldn't look upon him them way there. Seriously, man. I want to large up everyone with there in the chat. Manners and respect. Zane. Black Star Movement Association. Fight Babylon. Greg Williams. Sadiqi. Yeah, man. Manners and respect to everyone with there with today, But I love if they them like the video. That's important. You know what I mean? Yeah, please like the video, Yeah, YouTube algorithm say, it get ticklish when they them like the video. So, please like the video so we can, get the word sound around. You see me? Yeah. Yeah, man, manners and respect. So, I don't know. Oh, you go call how you gonna call the honorable a one who, you know what I mean? Seriously, man. Look how much Marcus do for we. Look how much Marcus do for we. And you want to put down Marcus as a ras? Nah, man. Me not gonna say who a ras from who a ras, you know, who a rasta from who a rasta. Me not know that. You see me? Me not know that. But I can't consider you to be a ras if you're not heal Marcus. When you tell me say a Selassie alone, me not buy that. Prophet, priest and king. See? So you can't left out the prophet out of the thing. Can't left him out of the thing. Can't left the priest out of the. Can't left the priest out of it. Can't left the queen out. Can't left the youth out of the thing. You see me? So when I wanna go say boy, Haile Selassie alone, back up with that. If you're not heal Marcus, back up. Can't tell me say a Rasta and you're not heal Marcus. Can't tell I that. You have to back up. Mother run away just like how me hear the honorable virgin run off the man they have in program. Or you have be Rasta. And you know say Marcus Garvey, who I tell you say emancipate yourself from mental slavery? Eh? You want somebody will you and give a hard box, man. Serious. If you're not heal Marcus, the pointless you tell me about Selassie. If you say you're a Rasta. If you not heal Marcus, you can't tell me nothing about Selassie. You go with that. Cause religion, me go tell you say you deal with. We don't care if you want to call it Trinity. Me I talk about prophet, priest, and king. Eat, air, and water. What you gonna say? Eat, air, and water. Prophet, priest, and king. Earth, sky, and sea. If you want to call it Trinity, you call it that. Prophet, priest, and king. Zin, prophet, the priest, and the king. That we are talking about. We already know so the father, the mother, and the child. We know what that is. That is a family structure right there, sir. Zin? So if you want to call that Trinity, it's up to you too. But you can't tell me nothing about Selassie if you're not heal Marcus. That I say. Zin? Anyone vexed with that can call me. The number. I'll put the number up on the screen. Yeah, I'm going to put the number up on the screen. Anybody who upset. Anyone who just want to, share. Tomorrow Marcus Garvey birthday. So we'll take some call. You know what I mean? The them can call me on 07852 923892. Zin, we are going to go in the prophecy against African people. Marcus prophesy what we're seeing today, what would happen, and it's happening. Zin, it's happening. Yeah. Marcus Garvey prophesy. I say I prophesy. A prophecy. Because when me read in the philosophy and opinions, and when me look what going around me now, I say, but wait. Rasta. This is serious, man. Yeah. So we are take some calls. 07852923892. Yeah, bless up the prophet on the eve of his earth strong. The eve of the Honorable Marcus Garvey earth strong. Zane, we are take some calls on the WhatsApp. Yeah man, anything there they want to contribute. We are take some calls. Yeah. Now I say Marcus Garvey, you can't tell me about no Selassie. Yeah, I said that. But here what I notice now. Here what I notice is some people who hate Marcus Garvey. What Marcus Garvey stood for. Them can't deal with what Marcus did stand for. You see me? Because Marcus come up against the injustice against African people. So you find out that some of the people them now who kind of hate Marcus Garvey are the people them who Marcus charisma did oppose for them thing. Marcus Garvey was very charismatic. A people person. Everybody love him. Yeah, Marcus was a people person. All right, let me get. I'm gonna say we are take some call. Zane, yeah, we are take some call. We just get a text from a elder. I'm not gonna mention him name still. You see me? A very disturbing text, but nonetheless, you know what I mean. Everyone have their opinion still, and you know we're not going. You know, cause we know the bigger picture. You understand? Yeah, we know the bigger picture. But the line is open. Link me on the WhatsApp. We're taking call. 07852923892. Yeah. I'm going to play about that something again from this virgin here. Yeah, I'm going to play it one more time. And we're taking calls, alright? We are take calls.
Come again.
I
would never attempt to take down the vibe.
Well, I've explained something there.
Yeah.
No, it's not that man deep.
Oh.
No, I said today, no. It's when that revelation pertaining to Marcus Mosiah became to I died in the Rasta.
Well, you can imagine how I feel when it comes to I.
No, well, hold on. The revelation, when certain parts of the revelation and explanation come through to I from my woman that I was with at the time. I believe you know that people probably a couple weeks like my woman can't touch me, Rasta.
I understand exactly how you feel.
So one day I know exactly the kind of glue or whatever that it would have put one will really pull up after the Marcus Mosiah Garvey that has been portrayed to us.
Yes, let me tell you. Marcus Garvey and Haile Selassie. I'm a two godfather.
Alright.
And hold on. And then now, 1966 when I was 18 years old. The second day His Majesty was here, and I saw him twice that day, and I even meet him late the second time. I was so relieved when I heard that as Haile Selassie landed Jamaica, he asked to be taken to the shrine of Marcus Garvey to pay his respect.
That is the nature of Rastafari.
Alright, okay.
Alright. So, when I say now, I actually had to die. Or a part of me at least had to die when that revelation comes to life. So I am completely aware of how we touch ones where we probably in the same kind of space where I was. In terms of, I just say, your two father them, Haile Selassie and Marcus Garvey. So I know that thing. But then now, the thing is, you have a thing named karma. Papa Jay. Karma. And what I am saying is that I come to know, not suspect and speculate. I have come to know that Marcus Garvey was not the hero or whatever that we have observed him to be. I know that, Papa Jay. I have known it for probably close to 2 decades.
Alright, what you say, condemn him.
Well, I said he was, I call him the greatest, most brilliant, most elaborate scammer, politician that is modern.
No, don't repeat that, just said that already. Tell me how this scammer him do.
For example, the Black Star Line appear was a big scam. The whole Back to Africa thing was a scam.
What the scam was about? For him to make some money?
Yes.
And he deliberately set up all of those things to con the people.
Well, put it this way.
No, just yes or no first, and then we'll discuss.
Yes, he was a scam.
Alright. So therefore, it is the United States. Hold on. Therefore, it is the United States government and the FBI and J. Edgar Hoover who unraveled all of his doings and proved that it was a scam, right?
No, I am saying to you that I have gone.
I'm not asking you about you. Not asking you about you. I am asking if it was not the United States and the FBI and Edgar Hoover who demonstrated that Marcus Garvey was a scammer.
Well, you put the question in a kind of way. Of course, he came up against the forces in America. And of course, it was also important to note that the forces in America, even if they had identified him as a scammer, it would not mean of any real great concern. That part of it would be of any great concern to them. You know, but let's not go up. The UNIA was formed in 1914, right? Right, sir?
Yeah.
And the UNIA was established with a mantra: one God, one aim, one destiny. The question is, who was Marcus Garvey's God when he launched the UNIA? Whom did he consider as his one God?
Marcus Garvey learned from other people, including some other people from the Caribbean who was teaching at certain things even in advance of him. And Marcus Garvey learned from some of them. We will worship Ethiopia through the spectacles. We will worship God through the spectacles of Ethiopia, and therefore we see God in our image and black and so on. And yet Marcus Garvey was a Catholic for most of his life and was buried in a Catholic church. So what?
So when you still don't answer the question, Bongo.
Look here, hey, hello, listen. Listen,
here,
hear me now. Hear this now. I'll give you a chance to talk out all what you talk out, what you want to talk out, but you want this to be an argument. I'll give you a chance to talk out all. I give you a chance to talk out all what you're saying against Marcus Garvey. You didn't do so. I'll give you a chance to talk out all what you're saying in favor of Haile Selassie being the creator of heaven and earth, and I didn't do so. And therefore now I'm not going.
I didn't say Haile Selassie is the Almighty Bongo Jerry. I said Rastafari.
Yeah, who is Rastafari?
The Almighty.
Yeah, who is Rastafari? What is his birth date?
In birthday.
Yeah.
I said it's the Almighty Bongo Jerry.
I say, when is his birth date?
Why you so you going to ask me the birth date of the Almighty?
You're wasting time. And you're coming and preaching religion. Back off with the religion. Back off. Back off with the religion. Back off with the religion. Back off from yourself. Pull the plug there. Pull the plug. Back off with the religion.
Bongo.
Go on.
Take on the vibes.
Come again.
Ah boy, yo, but say we there I take call, I think I'm fun in a judgment ball. Yeah. Man say him never say Haile Selassie the Almighty, him say a Rastafari. Why, what a piece of confusion, man. And have the heart. We are come talk about Marcus Garvey, man. A terrible boy. A terrible bad. Have the heart. We come and talk about Marcus as scammer and the most elaborate. Come on. Who the rest them, man? You need some schooling, man. You need some schooling. Serious not him, I'm not telling a lie. That is an embarrassment, you know. That is an embarrassment, this so. Cause you know, you feel a way about Marcus Garvey so much. What Marcus Garvey do so much? Is American system try to bring down Marcus Garvey? See, and so certain agency birth, you know, in America to listen. You see, over the years, all a big operation that they document and then they put it on the History Channel and, you know, all these other things, other channels and platforms, how them a monitor certain big drug dealers and thing for years. Escobar, you know, just an example. I'm showing the life of Escobar. I know Escobar make him living and make him money. And you have other guys from Escobar who probably have done similar thing and bigger than Escobar. And them show how them bring down these guys. See, in the operation and the tapping of phones and infiltration and, you know what I mean, all sort of things. And them document all these things and show away how them bring down these big guys, big drug dealers. Now, Marcus Garvey wasn't selling drugs. Marcus Garvey wasn't selling guns. Then, wasn't selling drugs and he wasn't selling guns. He was just there trying to uplift the black people in the diaspora and on the continent. All black people. That was his mission. He was there to uplift them. Make them looking at themselves, make them see who them is. That Marcus did that though. And that was a crime. That was a crime. Marcus got a prison for uplifting his African community. It was a crime to uplift your African community, to uplift yourself as an African man. It was a crime. Marcus went to prison for this. You think any other reason Marcus got prison? Marcus got prison for that. Because him did a uplift him African people. Because of the state and the condition of the African man and woman. Marcus was styling hard. Hard night and day to see a change in our condition. Marcus said, "I never desire to see the black man back against the wall, because the black man or African man back against the wall is a dangerous thing for the world." Yeah. Dangerous thing. Marcus never want that to happen. Because Marcus could have seen that if things not change, if him not try to make a difference, heights of great man reach and kept was not attained by sudden flight, while his companion sleep and slept, while he were toiling through the night. You think a little bit of work? You think a little bit of work Marcus had to put in for we a mention him name today? So oh no, some guy now who I try to piggyback off of Marcus. Some guy now who I try to piggyback. Zin? Marcus Garvey. We're not talking about Napoleon right here, right now. We are talking about Marcus Garvey. Marcus, African man. We are talking about right here, sir. See? And you have some other little African man I try to put down Marcus. That's why he had no reason to say that him no desire to take all Africans in the West to Africa. You see me? Him never desire for that. Because him knows that some of them was no good here. So if they're no good here, they're gonna be no good there. Zin? So how you gonna talk against Marcus? When a Marcus bring Pan-Africanism? How you gonna talk about Marcus when a Marcus bring Pan-Africanism? A African nucleus. A Marcus that. A him bring that. A African overstanding, understanding. A Marcus that. Some don't know how some Ras say them a fight against Marcus and attack against Marcus. It's weird. Shocking. May I tell you? I don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. At all. Ah, boy. I'm going to continue to say peace and love to some of the items, you know. You see me there? Yeah, but I will continue to say peace and love. Because, you see, one thing what we love about His Majesty. His Majesty teach us tolerance. You understand? His Majesty teach us to tolerate. Alright? Yeah. So, we will continue tolerating through peace and love. Then, we will tolerate the item through peace and love. You understand? Yeah. I tolerate the item through peace and love. Yeah, because that is what the king say. So we are going to hold that. You understand? Yeah, man. But, you see, that's why I love, me love being who I am. Marcus say you have to love yourself. You understand? As a people. That's why Marcus Garvey say race first. Marcus have a book named Race First. I think everybody should get that book. Everyone should read Race First. You understand? Yeah, I love that book from Marcus Garvey. Marcus said race first, you know? Yeah. Race first. For me, African race first. Or African nation first. For I. Yeah, we love all people. But it doesn't mean that my nation don't come first. I think if we are play football in a World Cup, me a cheer for you. No, me a cheer for the Africans. If we are playing a cricket and the West Indies are play no other team, you think me a cheer for no other team? Me a cheer for the West Indies. Zane, you think if Usain Bolt run out there so in the Olympic or any track meet, you think me a cheer for no other else? Race first, don't forget it. Marcus Garvey says to be an African is a badge of honor. African youths, don't forget that. Zane, a badge of honor to be an African. Come on, man. Let's look at the history of African people. You have to be great to be here today. Everything what Africans go through, man, especially out here in the West, you have to be great. You have to be. Yeah. So, me adore Marcus Garvey when Marcus said race first. You know what I mean? Yeah, Marcus said race first. And here what too? Marcus said, watch here. You see a next man religion, leave him alone with it. Don't antagonize him with him religion. That is his personal thing. Zane? Marcus said, don't antagonize anyone with his religion. Leave the people if they want to be Buddhists. Leave the people if they want to praise Jesus. Leave them alone if they want to praise Allah. Leave them. Don't antagonize people with their religion, blood. What's the matter with you? Whatever you want to praise, you praise what you want to praise. Marcus said, we the Africans, we go and praise God through the spectacle of Ethiopia, Africa. Never say nothing about nowhere else. Ethiopia, Africa. So enough of the people who know I come talk and I talk like them is more Rastafari people than I and I. Someone need to back up and step away. Because if it wasn't for these pioneers, these great African men, and I wouldn't call no Haile Selassie and I come tell me about no Selassie and I come quote Selassie's speech to we. And I go with that. None of you can tell me about no Haile Selassie nothing. And we telling about him. So stop come and go on like say you don't know about Haile Selassie. You don't know nothing. And we telling you. The African man them telling you. The African people telling about Haile Selassie. And it's all because of Marcus Mosiah Garvey. That is the root of it. Think you can go around that? You don't think you can go around that? In a Rastafari? No, you can't go around that. You have to wish. You see? You have to wish. Haile Selassie, I don't tell you already, say man of God, you know, I don't know why you not come about Haile Selassie, you know, if you go away. And if you go away. And we say Haile Selassie are God. African people, and we say that. All when him say him is not it. And we say it. And we tell him say him a God. Zane? So all who are come talk about Selassie today. You know that's cool. Because we know say everywhere your army go, Satan follow. So we keep following the army said we. And we know. We know. You see what I say? Now I come quote no Bible scripture and come tell you nothing. Zane? We live this, we're living it. We're living this. You see me? We tell the world. We make Marcus Garvey great. Because we are talk about Marcus. We make him great. You understand? Because we never shun Marcus' greatness. We embrace it. We see it can be beneficial to our life. The future generation will for forward. Them for embrace it. As me say a comment earlier, say the youths them, the big rappers them. Zane, if them big rappers they start sing now and rap more about Marcus Garvey, that would be a good thing, of course. That would be a great thing. If all of them do a song about Marcus Garvey. What you mean? And them push some money in it. And the youths them gravitate to them sound there. About Marcus Garvey. Yeah, would I love to see that? You see me? Yeah, talk about. Marcus Garvey is one of the greatest African men on the planet. See? They can't come tell we anything. They can't tell we nothing about this. Our thing this. When you just try to fit in our thing. When I try to fit in our thing. When I try to fit in a phone thing. Nah. When you create segregation. See? When you create segregation long time. And then when we say, alright, we find our thing now and we are going to deal with our thing. Leave we alone with our thing. When you fly in it and say, we want to be a part of it. Want to be a part of it. Because the king say, Haile Selassie, the emperor say, what the emperor said that we don't know about. We don't need you to come tell us what the emperor said. We already know what the emperor said. So you don't have to come tell me about the emperor say. Emperor say what? What the emperor say? The emperor telling her in the League of Nations how honor is against African people. That is what the emperor was saying. So don't tell we nothing about an emperor. He's our emperor. See? Our emperor. Yeah, the emperor love everyone. Because that is just the nature of the African man and woman. We are love, we love, you know what I mean? Love created us all. Africans created us all. True love. Never true hate. And then when we, you know, come on, man. So if you not say Marcus Garvey, don't come tell about no Selassie. Zane? Yeah. If you not say Marcus, if you say you're a season, you've been treading this Rastafari, Liberty, for all long. If you're not saying Marcus, don't come tell me. I don't care how long you tried Rastafari. You have to say Marcus Garvey. I have to know something about now look, Marcus Garvey, in America, Marcus Garvey had hotels, Zane, restaurants, a print tray, where Marcus a print newspaper. Imagine that. One little negro from out of the island of Jamaica. I say I'm African. Never lost his identity. No matter the torture, the hanging and the burning and the lynching. Never lost his identity. See? Never did. And imagine this man create jobs for African people in America. In America, where them they just want to limit Africans to picking cotton. Them they just want to limit the African them for pick cotton. Marcus said, go away with that. We're greater than that. We're greater than that. What I do? No, man. We not go come where? Pick what? Them the days they done. And them never like that. The system never appreciate or appreciate that Marcus came to change the ball game. Marcus was that link man, the man in the middle, where control the whole of the game. Every passer come through him. Everybody a look towards him. Him a go distribute the right ball for the striker execute. Marcus was that middle man. Zane, him a run the team. The team build around him. Yeah. Team build around him. Yeah. MC Marcus buy a couple boat. They must say, boy, this boy I get out of this boy. Hey, we're going to have to do something about this Jamaican boy. You know? We're going to have to do something about him. Him I get too, you know, buy two boat. I mean businessman. Of course, the man is a businessman, of course. Marcus is a businessman. In them days of them call themselves statesman. Marcus was a businessman. What's the matter with you? Yeah. Marcus are the greatest prophet. One of the greatest that came from the womb of an African mother. Yeah. We have to give thanks to the life of his mother and his father. Yeah, we're blessing her. May I tell her now? Zane? Yeah, man. Marcus are with daddy. Stay there. Marcus are with father. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, so man. Marcus come home the eyes. Marcus say, yo, how I'm doing now? And stop this foolishness. See? Any God where you talk about, look for yourself first. I've never liked that judgment ball. It's African man. Hey. You know say you're not supposed to can read, boy. Or you know so much things. Or you know so much things. Because the African in America at the time or anywhere, them never supposed to know how to read. And Marcus didn't know how to read. So them couldn't stand him. Them couldn't bear for hear him name call. Marcus Garvey. Them couldn't bear for hear the name. Yeah. Up to now, today them can't bear for hear Marcus Garvey name. When we say Marcus, straight away you see them and say, oh, Selassie. Oh, of course, yes, Selassie, yes. Of course. No doubt about that. But why you try to come in with like, so if you say, oh, Selassie, you're supposed to say Empress Menen. You're supposed to say Holy Emmanuel I. Can't just say Selassie and I say them other names. You know what I mean? But some ones that say Selassie, I feel like, oh, Selassie I stand alone. Just the same, Marcus stand alone. No difference. The same thing, isn't it? Two individuals. Yeah. Two Africans. That say a lot. Two Africans. Marcus Garvey. Yeah. And I Selassie. Two Africans. What's the problem? What's the issue? It's two African. What's the problem? What's the problem? It's two African man. Two great African man. Where them names still a call today. Them names still a call today. Haile Selassie, I can't get rid of that name there. And can't get rid of Marcus Garvey. And I cannot. Still I call them name there. Because these are our African ancestors. What you want to say? A lie? We are called upon our ancestors. Yeah. Yeah, man. For them cut and clear. For I and I, you know, this evil world of sin. Yeah. Seriously. So we honor Marcus Garvey 145 years tomorrow. See? Yeah, man, we honor Marcus. We honor Marcus. We love Marcus. We love Marcus. We don't love Selassie more than Marcus. And we don't love Marcus more than Selassie. See? Yeah, we love them just the same. That's the reality, you know? Yeah, man. Prophet, priest, and king, you know? Yeah. So, if you just want to say Selassie alone is the prophet and the priest and the king, he is those three individuals. Yeah, it's up to you. But remember this, within Rastafari and the whole theology of Rastafari, this movement here, Marcus Garvey will always be the prophet. Yeah. Always be. No one from nowhere else can come and change anything in this. No one. Yeah. Marcus is who he is. The emperor is who he is. Emmanuel is who he is. No one can change that. You could curse. You could listen. You could have say anything. Whatever you want to say. Nobody can change nothing how the thing is. See? Haile Selassie is the king. Right? Prince Emmanuel is the high priest, Melchizedek. And Marcus Garvey is the prophet. No can change that. Whatever prophet him is the prophet. Nobody can change it. And in the Bible we are talking about right now. We just talk about what is. What is, and no one can change it. You see me? Yeah, man. As me hear a virgin talk the other night, him say, yo, all Prince Emmanuel came and teach about was Marcus Garvey and Haile Selassie. Yeah. Yeah, man. Isn't that true? We have to be self-reliance. We have to know how to praise the king. You know what I mean? Yeah, we have to know how to go before the king. Yeah, let's go before the king anyhow. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's go before the king anyhow, man. No, man, not go so. Think you can't just go and meet the king like that. Yeah, man, people have to check you out and make sure you're properly attired and all these type of things. You know what I mean? You have to prepare before you go to the king. You can't just go to the king like that. And the priest is the one who prepare you for you to go to the king, whether you want to accept it or not. Within the movement of Rastafari, Bonga Eddie, Prince Emmanuel, King Emmanuel, is the high priest in a Rastafari, the whole movement. Him are the Black Christ. Can't show no other else Black Christ or any other else man who said them a Black Christ in the movement of Rastafari. That is the only man. So everyone identify themselves, who them is. Zin? Yeah. Marcus Garvey was a prophet. And I'm sure with that. You see me? I'm sure with that. So he was a true prophet. Him say, yo, a king I go crown in the east of Africa, and he shall be our strength and redeemer. How much people rise up out of Rastafari who can make a living, who can survive, who can take care of their family. Rasta who them shun, who them denounce, who them put down. Rasta is global, Rastafari, global. Them want Rasta artists on them stage shows around the world. Them have to pay them X amount of money. Yeah. So, everyone identify who them is. Marcus is who he is. The great prophet. The Pan-Africanist. See? Marcus wasn't an easy virgin, you know. Marcus wasn't an easy virgin. Marcus said him go and meet all the Ku Klux Klan. Because what? The same ideal what them have on a level. What them a say race first, like Marcus. They were saying race first. I never just Marcus alone. I never just Marcus alone. Let's see who the on the line. Blessed love.
Blessed love, I
Rastafari.
That's right. I call from Europe, you know. I call from Vienna.
Vienna. Warm welcome from you. Blessed.
Yeah, man. Give thanks to the work with the area preaching. Yeah, man. Once I've always reason about these the important things, you know. And I is no Jamaican. I come from a place called Biafra. Ever heard about the name Biafra before?
Where?
Biafra.
Biafra, yes.
You heard about the name. What do you know about Biafra?
I don't know nothing, but me hear the name before.
Give thanks. He says no, nothing. Okay. Biafra still have fight to free themselves from Nigeria. To say Britain and Nigeria will Biafra down, you know. Mm-hmm. So now, and this name Nigeria is a name that's actually derived from Latin. Niger area. That is a very derogative name, actually. But we did have a civil war, so-called civil war, where we did fight against almost the whole world, 1967 to 1970. And actually, the flag of Biafra is the Union flag.
See.
The only difference there is that the flag, it has a rising sun on the black. See? And right here now, I is a man who did seek, search, and found Haile Selassie, Rastafari.
Rastafari.
And right now, I did listen to the area a while ago about what people say. You know, so for my man is a prophet, everything we him do, if you could just support what him really is. No, this His Majesty was talked about before his coronation by Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And after when the invasion of Italy happened, Mosiah Garvey, now when I hear the other talk about when people say in this His Majesty. Now Mosiah Garvey now start talk against him because he never want to see him left the place. But the Most High himself is the man where Haile Selassie is. You know, to say we don't say, although say Marcus history carry him to say what he did planting I. But we don't say literally His Majesty never dead.
Right.
You see, and this is why His Majesty now, His Majesty, people can call him is the Almighty. Him is also the whole. The churches gave him the defender of the faith. Him is still the priest, and now people can call him prophet because when he went to the Geneva and tell Europe, say, "Who did now? Everybody will betray me. Hold on now, you will see what's happening to you." And even the secular world, then they said this word of Haile Selassie, he prophesied that. So him is everything. That is Most High. Him is I everywhere.
Yeah.
You know. So but that never make now when Marcus start attack against him, is the same thing what John the Baptist did do. We know that John the Baptist are Elijah. Who became Elisha, whose spirit ended up on it, or his spirit forwarded upon Elisha. And then, you know, say there was a time in the book of Kings, where they wanted to have his head because of the drought and the thing where in this say. And after that, Jah did make the drought and the siege, and Israel have them food and everything again. But the commander, where the one come get his head, get trampled. So now when we see, say, Marcus, John the Baptist's head get chopped off. After him did tell you them, say, the apostles, the Ethiopians, the Nazarene, them say, you see this man at the Lamb of God, this is the bridegroom. Bridegroom, that is the son, as the Psalm 19 would call it. That is the son, you know, the bridegroom. So, and the lace of his shoes, say he cannot even untie it. We make him never even want him to baptize him. He say, he has to do it because this is to fulfill all things. So because the Most High he comes as slowly, can come as slowly as the Most High, because him is everywhere. So now, after him did reveal this thing and his followers even followed him, now when he was in the prison now, because he said that he himself shall decrease. So that is the same thing that happened when Marcus now started talking against, calling His Majesty coward, as opposed to the conquering lion that he is. But and now the speech of him, when he talk about Ethiopia shall stretch out her hand to God, these are one of the things His Majesty said. Also, when he came back from that way, and he came from the same way he left, and he identified Egypt, and from Egypt he entered Jerusalem. From there, entered up the new Egypt, which is Britain now, identifying new Egypt, which is the mother of America. And you see, the Britain as well is one of the tentacles of Rome, the Jesuit. So now, all them things, when man think or get all these things synchronized up, you see, say everything I talk. So when His Majesty came on his speech on the Liberation Day, he did mention that the dragon that is newly risen. And when you check in Revelation 13, you see the man, what the man I talk. You see who the dragon is, you know. And now, and he mentioned, say, Ethiopia stretches out our hand today unto the Most High. You know, so now when we look at these things, so we give place to everything, even when the decrement, when he talk about, say, he shall decrease. That's him, just to fulfill it, he fulfills it in his way. And it comes in a way that even himself never know that his word is fulfilling. You know? So, and everything is just thanksgiving unto the Most High. Yeah, man. And when we see, I never been to Jamaica before, but a true music, I man cite Ali Selassie. To say I walk with my clear conscience. I'll tell you, I almost sang against His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie, I father. So now, when Caputon did I say, Selassie, I live it every time. And I was like, what are these people talking about?
Garvey, live it every time. Emmanuel, live it every time. Remember him call those two names as well, you know, you can't leave out that one.
Yeah, me know. So now, when we hear them things now, and I almost sang against His Majesty to say everything was leading Iman through music and to music. And then a girlfriend of mine sent me some cassettes those days because she knows me love reggae music, because the reggae dancer, the spirit took over me, you know. Because, you know, right over in Africa, you know, when you see people are fight tribal war and things, some Muslims are come and do a fight against we people and things like this. So now when I listen to reggae music and I hear how they're talking about African unification and things like that, and it was so sweet to my mind, you know. I just gravitated to the music. No other music could touch me. All my friends, all of them, they deal with R&B, hip hop and things, but I just reggae. Even those days, if I would go visit some people, I would have my cassette in my pocket, you know. So if me come at a place and people gather around and I listen to music, I keep listening to their music and I'll be waiting for the right time for me to tell them, just please, can you just play this a bit for me? And when they put the cassette, I would have sing along, and you know, most time even I dance too. So that, you know, when I'm entertaining them like that, it could take longer before they take it up and listen to them on our music. So now that followed me now over in Europe. Now when I started understanding what RASTAFARI is, I see the place of His Majesty, and I couldn't take it. So now this friend of mine sent me this cassette, and it was a Capleton cassette. And this cassette is the album at Prophecy. The album Prophecy, and the tune name No Competition. When I listen to the new company, only the word of thy mouth and the meditation of thy heart be acceptable in thy sight, everyone. He say, well, I say music is a mission, not a competition. No man, I use the music as confusion. So all the woman them likewise the man. It's like them no respect the Almighty God. He say, when he kill him, must he do something more this or that. They never from Genesis to the Revelation. So that all my things are in a musician, whether it's DJ or sing, play sound or that. Anyway, the thing is that when he did boast with the Bible, the brother, I never could boast with the whole Bible, Genesis to Revelation. I said, man, these people are boast with Genesis to Revelation, and I call myself a Christian, and I cannot even boast with that. I'm a man who loves me conscience, you know. And I said, before I sing against these people, and there's a white man from Vienna, a dreadlocks, man. These dreadlocks always almost touch the ground even. So, and I went to him, I said, what is this about Haile Selassie? He said, didn't Jesus tell you that this? He was quoting Bible for me. Then I remember the tune again. I said, before I argue with these people, I have to get from my own background. I have to go read the book so that I can sit down and reason with them, you know, if I argument. But I cannot argue if I cannot even boast with where Capleton did I boast with Genesis to Revelation, and I check say he's a Christian and Bible in every Christian hand. So now until things happen and I did now start pass through the book. From I passed through the book, I was understanding Rastafari and having questions for the established religion now, for the Christendom. I was having questions for them, and I did confront enough of them still. And anyone I confront, they run away, So now all them things and the signs of King Emmanuel, what I cite from that actually is a sign to say, I Selassie live in I, and with I. Choose now, though all of us now are sons, because his name is what we bear. Like if we read that Revelation 7:2-3 and Revelation 20:22-4, his name that. When people call Rastafari and they say you have your locks, they say Aras that. So of his name and all them things are fulfilled. So and in is the light. So now when I see it cites how the movement of Emmanuel, the places where he stay, and he associates himself with the movements of Yeshua, whom they call Christ, when on those days, and all them things are just association. And I realize I as an individual as well now have a lot of things that associate with the Messiah, who came as the Son, and at the same man come now as the Almighty Father. You see? So right here now, we cite the prophets and we cite Emmanuel now. When I cite him now, I never seen him before, but from what I learned, how I did that search the Bible, and what experience, manifestations and visions. You say me have visions about His Majesty. Me have one vision that with His Majesty and Marcus Garvey. In the vision, Marcus Garvey was like lying dead, like dead man. But now every pore of his body was generating light. Was radiating light. You cannot count the pores of a man's skin. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can't count, but each one of them is like a laser just radiating light, and His Majesty was standing beside. And Iman was in at the rock, upon the rock, in at the jealous when this thing happened, me did there and there, me did concentrate and learn, So now, that particular vision also now, when I come out of the place and all the things are one, manifestations of many things I saw inside His Majesty, and I live in Vienna, say His Majesty, one of him, if him cook, is from Vienna, a woman, and it's a special place. I may have a holy party now with that jar word as food, and all those visions with with Marcus one and a lot of things. They manifest in different way with different people that bear that name. But certain character of integrity that they lived, all of them came to bear witness as contrasting somebody that is close to me, that is against it. So it became light and marking I movement. So
as
and
a
everything
reality
is for the glory of Jaja.
Yes, so the I see Marcus Garvey as the prophet, and the I see
Marcus is a John the Baptist that,
Okay.
John the Baptist that, and him have the light, as you can see now from even the dream when me did. I know me, I never may give myself the dream, but I cite him there, and although say now, as I say that His Majesty, because now we have to really know who is who. When a king is there, and a king, we have the prophets, and the prophet would go to the king who was anointed, and that's anointed. If the king is of the heart of the Most High, him, although the prophet is lower than him, but it's him still have to go anoint him. and the prophet serves the king. But if the king misbehave, the prophet have to shout, go to the king also and reveal to the king what, you know. So right now it's always good to just get them things all and stand with the Bible, see how everything are fulfilled. Because you know, say enough people say them Rastafari and they don't even obey His Majesty.
All right, watch you now.
Wait,
my virgin, yeah man, give thanks. Watch you now. Me I go show you something where a lot of us, Zane, probably do not observe. All right. As a bubble, Zane, in the order of Melchizedek, Zane, watch you now. A bubble is the first man to be a prophet, in a bubble, in the order of Melchizedek, as a bubble shanty. You're first a prophet. You're first a prophet when you come in the order of bubble shanty. Zane, now this is the teaching of Bonga Eddie, Prince Emmanuel. Zane, you're first a prophet, then you build to become a priest. Zane, and from a priest you become a king. Right? Now, Bonga Eddie is the first man we say him the prophet also, and the priest, and also the king. Because if you have a throne, that means you're a king or a queen. And Bonga Eddie had a throne, Prince Emmanuel, because you couldn't be a prince if you don't even have a throne. You have to have a throne to be a prince also. So what may I say now? The priest, the high priest, Bonga Eddie, what we call Prince Emmanuel, the Black Christ, him come and show us we are all God in flesh. No outside it. We are God in flesh. And all of us hold the same energy. We are all gods and goddesses. Yeah. Bonga Eddie, the first prophet, the first priest, the first king. If a prophet, priest, and king we are deal with. Now it might sound strange to a lot of one, because Haile Selassie I the king I call Bonga Eddie the king. We are all king. Because we couldn't be prince and not be king. So we are all king and queens. Couldn't just be princess and you don't become a queen. It's madness.
Yeah.
So I and I, as one, the man is the one, the three thing in one, 3 in 1, 1 in 3. All I and I. What is Christ? What's the meaning of it?
Understand?
No, but what is the meaning of the name? What the name mean? Christ. Anointed. Thank you very much.
I spoke Hebrew.
So what you said, you're not anointed? You're anointed and appointed. All I and I. who is called by his name is anointed and appointed. That's why the priest, that is why the priest could have teach us and show us that we is a prophet first, then we is a priest, and then we is a king. Because that's how the thing go. Prophet, priest, and king.
And it's always good. It's always good to start from the beginning. Why do I say that? As I mentioned now, say the first king, priest, and prophet are the man whose name I and I bear, Rastafari.
So you're not Rastafari, man. I ain't a Rastafari.
Rastafari is good to always set this thing so because you them are listen. I know say, to earn this prophet, priest, and king, the royalty, it takes clean art to achieve it, and that comes with a big privilege. So giving always the props to where it belongs, I give, I couldn't jump the name, my father name, Haile Selassie name, whose name I bear, because as his namesake I is, See? So, and this is the one who's to be revered, Tefari, to be revered. So that reverence should always be there. So then all who cite him and that is appointed to cite him, because their fruit then actually goes to that root and point there as well. Just like even Marcus did point, say, look to the east. Because even the Bible says just like the lightning from the east and to the west. Now you see the people, as he said that from the west, actually those that were carried, my scattered youth, they said that my dispersed ones from beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. And we know say the trans-Ethiopian slave thing did happen, and it started from 1492, and 400 years later, His Majesty come, because he say he is the one that strive with the generation, So now this is the thing, when you see say why is it happening? Even before I start Rastafari, when I listen to Rastaman them sing and how they bash Babylon and system that is based in Roman things, of course I could justify that thing, because what a thing that these people did. But now when I came cite His Majesty now through the Bible, and I cite all these things, even the 400 years slavery, how it is stated inside there, and when it started, and the coming of His Majesty, and all them things. So these are things, if we keep linking up these things, it's a foundation. That is a foundation, and from which are historical things, not just mystery, not mystery, So, and everything in order, and this is a thing that we need, because we are dealing with future generation,
right?
Because we know say Babylon have a plan, and their plan has to do with the population. It's not limited to white people, but black people are to get the highest of it, and we have been receiving it long time. And they don't even tell our stories. Just the other day I was talking to. Just the other day I was talking to a European. Things was getting out of order, because they don't get many things. And I reminded this person. I asked her, "Is a lady?" I said, "Do you know about Tuskegee experiment?" And she didn't know. And I explained to her what that is. I said, it's black people that I'm dealing with. So, and for 40 years they made experiment with our people, and before they declassified it, and they never put it in history. And that means say the people who did those things are working free, and they are in a different level of similar experiment. This is why this COVID nonsense, the same thing I want. So only rooted in these facts and prophecy and all them things, that is our thing, that is our sword, that is the fire. When you hear Rastafari say fire, adjust the truth. And the truth, if you respect it, it's always going to come and honor you. But if you disrespect it, it will find its way as well to get you, because it can't run away from it. And when he confronts you, you feel like run, and he can't run, he can't escape it. That is the fire that doesn't quench. And these are, when one take it, it's a heaven that. But if one fight against it, a hell. So that is it, a pure fire. So who earn to be a prince, a princess and king, that their fruit shall show, and what come out of them shall be their fruit, and they will know it as well. So that humbleness a man to sight even the Most High.
RASTAFARI.
Yeah.
Yes,
so that's
sir.
me, brother.
Yes, my king.
So
yeah, man. More love and strength, and give thanks to the Carly, Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Manners
and
respect.
If you look, check this Biafra thing too, I feel highlight it still, choose the people that may not struggle still, and it should be part of the program. I will try to send the ID flag, so that they are excited. See?
All right,
yeah,
man. Yes, sir. More love and strength.
Blessed love.
Blessed love. Yes, sir. Yeah, my people. Journey continue, and very interesting reasoning from the virgin there. Yeah, manners and respect, my brother, all the way from out Biafra. Yeah, I think him same there in Vienna. Yeah, in Europe, yeah. Yeah, so alright. Marcus Garvey, him we are deal with. Zine. Yeah. So Marcus said the Negro is dying out. This is what Marcus Garvey said, and I'm quoting from the Philosophy and Opinions. The Negro is dying out, and he is going to die faster and more rapidly in the next 50 years than he has in the past 300 years. There is only one thing to save the Negro, and that is the immediate realization of his own responsibilities. Unfortunately, we are the most careless and indifferent people in the world. We are shiftless and irresponsible, and that is why we the world, we are shiftless. We are, hold on there, I go too fast. So I could repeat this. There is only one thing to save the Negro, and that is an immediate realization of his own responsibility. Unfortunately, we are the most careless and indifferent people in the world. We are shiftless and irresponsible, and that is why we find ourselves in the wards of an inherited materialism that has lost his soul and his consciousness. Wow. I could read on, but I'm going to stop right there, sir. Zane, Marcus said, the youth them are going to die faster and more rapidly in the next 50 years than the past 300 years. Wow. Ain't that what we're seeing today? Isn't that what we are seeing today? Check how much people dead at Jamaica at daytime. That are just one place. How much people dead already in Jamaica for the year? How much African youths in the UK? How much African youths in America? In the rest of the Caribbean South, Central and North America. How much youths in Africa? Him talk about materialism and losing souls and consciousness. How much are the youths them today? You see them soul gone. Look like the way them kill people and certain things that them get involved with. Materialism. Lost your soul. Lost your consciousness. Yeah. Because Marcus was a great man. That is why he was in that picture. That is why. Who to know them said one probably bring him down. Because he was getting bigger than them. He's probably making more money than them. If Marcus was here in the physical like them, certain way, and who knows, things would be much different for African people today. Yeah. Yeah. Here the G8 and G9 and G20 and G40 and all these different G's. Great economical, great financial of the world. Marcus would have been that person in Africa. Yeah. Representing Africa. Because Marcus was that man, self-reliance. Don't depend on a guy. Self-reliance, so that means that you have to have your collaterals. You have to have your money. And then Marcus na hand out and sit down and wait for people for do things for you. Nah. We practical. We're bringing this thing to you. We need ships. We go and buy some ships. Or we go and buy some ships. We go and have jobs. We go and create jobs to generate this. So we are going to be able to buy some ships. Marcus was all about finance. Have some money. Self-reliance. See? Get your thing together. We now, see, we have our own army. We have our own security. We have our own nurse and hospitals. Yeah, we are the African of big affairs. So even if Marcus was wrong, them guy there, I wouldn't say nothing wrong. Because them guys is some guys have big affairs, ain't they? Marcus would have been a brother of big affairs. That is the reality. He is. So, we don't have no problem with that. Nah. Get some money, yes. I mean, why not? Why we shouldn't have some money? Want some money too? Marcus did actually teach his people how to feed themselves, how to survive. See? You have to survive, you have to be self-reliant in this. You know I mean? Probably not have to be, but a better choice. A better way. You know what I mean? Don't be a slave to no one. People use you. You see me? Yeah, MJ, blessed. Marcus, man. Marcus said we have whole for money. Yeah, man. I agree with him. You see me? Yeah, man. Blood money, we don't know about that. Know about hard work, sweat and tears, money. You see me? I said, we don't know about the blood money. Which blood money? Show me some blood money. Show me some blood money. I'm sure you know that catch it and spend it. Sure enough, I want to see some money out there. When you find all money, enough time, enough people find money, and they don't know what kind of money that. Them find it and them spend it. Eh? Want to know if it's blood money want to find. Alright. Enough people work out there and them work for them money. Them know if the source of where them I get pay from. The money, their blood money, them I get pay with. I wonder if some, I don't know. You work honestly for your money. But who you work for, you don't know what type of dealings them in to pay you. You don't know if it's blood money. Eh? You don't know. You know? You don't know what type of dealings. All you know, you work and you get your pay off the end of if it's a fortnight or it's monthly. You know, so you get your money. But you don't know if your boss involved in some, blood money dealings. You know what I mean? You don't know. You see me? Yeah, we all should have our own business. That is true. That is true. You know what I mean? We all should have our own business. Reality that. We have 15 minutes left in the building here. Zane, think we'll have us bring this thing up to, 3 hours. And then we are going to shift. I mean, as Marcus said, we're shiftless. I play with Marcus, Marcus said the people are shiftless and irresponsible and they need to take responsibility. Serious. That is true. Marcus wasn't saying anything wrong. Yeah. Wasn't saying anything wrong. We give thanks to the life of Marcus Garvey. him still doing a great work. What a thing. And still going strong, man. Just like Johnny Walker. Still going strong. And still going strong, boy. Greatest Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Yeah, wow. You have artists, them whole career is Marcus singing about Marcus Garvey, man. Yeah. And boy, I don't even want to go there. I just leave that where it is, but boy. Yeah, that is how great Marcus Garvey is, you know. Yeah, man. That is how great Marcus Garvey is. Look how much people around the world, especially in America, rise up and they're successful, and when they talk about Marcus Garvey. Yeah. Serious. All the artists, all the people. Bob Marley put a big line from Marcus Garvey. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. A big line. You know what I mean? Marcus put in Bob Marley put in a song from Marcus Garvey. You hear people talk about one aim, one God, one destiny. This is from Marcus. Marcus. That is all Marcus. One aim, one God, one destiny. So all you have to put on Marcus. Marcus our great prophet, man. We give thanks to him, you know. Yeah. I have to give thanks to him that him could have leave something with us. Him could leave a legacy behind. Him could leave a blueprint or a black print of how we can navigate ourselves to greatness. How we can attain financial and economical freedom for African people. We have to give thanks. You see me? All the high people quote eugenics, especially politicians. We know what they're about. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, Marcus is, the greatest. 145 years since, and we are here talking about him. Wow. Because you must have been a great man, for us to be talking about Marcus Mosiah today. You know what I mean? Had to be a great man. Yeah. Yeah, well, we give thanks. We give thanks in, we give thanks that a man like him could have really come in at the time where him come. You see me? Yeah. Marcus' timing was the right time. Because coming out of that bondage, you needed some direction. You know what I mean? And Marcus Garvey had that direction. Marcus had that direction, yeah. Man say, yo, you not have to be if you was a Trinidadian or if you was a Barbadian or a Jamaican or a African American, we're not saying enough to be loyal to that. But remember, Africa, you know, that is your birthplace. You know, that is your birthplace. That is the root of your lineage. You can't forget that. So you must always work towards making that better than what it is. I try to reach back there. Yeah, try and reach back. Try to go forward there. See it? Yeah. So, we have to give thanks. Man never lose himself. Was here in England. Yeah. After boy, them deport him from America back to Jamaica. You know? Yeah. Say Marcus is the first deportee. You know? Deport Marcus back to Jamaica. Yeah.
We smile, we ball, we rise, we fall, but we will rise again. I said reason why Papa is under attack. Hello?
Blessed love.
Blessed love. I'm just looking on YouTube. My name is Sister Benji.
Blessed love,
and
Sister
I've
Benji.
just been looking at the YouTube about what's happening up at Bobber Hill. But it's not live, isn't this is not live, is it?
Yeah, we're live on a show now, and
you're live right now?
Right now, and we're talking about
Pardon?
Marcus. Yeah, we're talking about Marcus Garvey.
No, I want to talk to you off the air.
Okay. All right. I should be off the air in the next 8 minutes.
I can't even hear. This is really bad, this line. Are you in London?
Pardon?
Are you in England?
Yeah, England, yeah.
Okay, I'm in England also. So when you finish off the live, when will you finish and then I'll come and talk to you?
Okay, all right, no problem.
All right?
Yes, sir. Blessed love.
All right, bless.
Yeah. Yeah, Marcus, you know? I cut through like a double-edged sword. Yeah, I can't forget him. Yeah, Marcus was here in London. Yeah. Yeah, Marcus was here. Marcus traveled the whole place. Leave his mark. You know what I mean? Yeah, Marcus left his mark. One thing we can say is him leave his mark. Him never come and joke. You see me? Yeah, him never come and play. Him never come and loaf. Nah. None of that. No loafing. Loaf, you're gonna get eaten by them hyenas and piranhas. So no loafing, man. Marcus wasn't, look on the man. Look for Marcus. Marcus a step away where I tell you. Different levels. Yeah. You see, and simplicity. Him and him woman upon a donkey. I say, yo. And then I say the man right, I say, you know, like a military type of thing. So you know. Different levels, Marcus Garvey, man. Different levels. You see me? Different levels. We can't forget Marcus, no matter what. No matter what, we cannot. It would be a crime. Because them send Marcus a prison, criminalize him. And I go on like them now want exonerate him from all those things. You see me? Yeah. Yeah, man. Marcus is a black god. No doubt about that. Black god. African god, if you want to be more, you know what I mean, politically correct. African god. Yeah. And not everybody African God still. Our African God. We just make that clear. Zane is our African God, that and everybody. You see me? Yeah. Yeah, man. More love and strength to Marcus Garvey family, you know? Yeah, man. His son Julius Garvey. Yeah. Talk some you know, very important things, you know. Yeah. Black economics, black excellence, black consciousness. Yeah. So don't forget Marcus Garvey, my people. That is what we have said. Don't forget Marcus Garvey. Don't forget Marcus Garvey. You understand? Don't bring no indifference between him and Haile Selassie. Dash for them ism there. Dash for them something there. Them something there division. Zane? Them something there division. As Marcus said, him never desire for all black man out there to go in a judgment by Africa. We don't want a division. So don't forget Marcus Garvey. Zane, love the man. Just like how you love your brother and your sister. Zane, and love your brother and your sister just like how you love Marcus Garvey. Cause that Marcus is a deal with. Love your brother and sister like how you love Marcus. See? Don't tear them down. Love them. Show them love. You see me? Give them a helping hand for try to make them better, do better. Yeah? Yeah, man. So don't forget Marcus. The greatest. Zane, greatest. From half of the island to Jamaica. Yeah, we love Marcus. Some of people, you know, say a writer, so. A writer, so there, and we give thanks, you know. We give thanks to the them who there with we over the last 3 hours. You know what I mean? Manners and respect. I know a man come and man go. So, you know, we give thanks to the ever living one. I and I. You see me I say? Yeah, man. Yeah, give thanks to the them patient listening and rapid attention to said way. And before we go, I just want to eye them check out we merch. We have some merchandise. I would have loved the item check out. Zine and support what go on. You don't know, so that's what it is about. Support. You know what I mean? Supporting your brother. Yeah, that we can there and do what we are the same way. Yeah, we need the item support. The item can, check out the merch. You know what I mean? Another day above ground. Yeah, I know a lot of one love that slogan because we rise up and we above ground every day. Zine. So the item can go out there and check out them t-shirt. The link there in the description. You understand? Yeah, man, just support the thing. You see me? Yeah, support Wagwan or donate to Wagwan. See me, I said the link in the description. We have also a Cash App link in the description. There them can donate. You know what I mean? To Wagwan. Yeah. Yeah. You know what I mean? Check out the merch. It's online. You know what I mean? Free shipping. Yeah. Free shipping. So they don't have to worry about paying any excess for the shipping. Anything where the item I go purchased from the link. Alright, so manners and respect. Marcus said we are the man and woman of big affairs. You know what I mean? Support the thing and you know what I mean? Make the thing become big. You understand? And talk about IJStar. You see, IJStar, the mindset I do some big judgment ball work in Africa to uplift his brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? I run some water to wish for some water not there. You know what I mean? I give people bathroom and kitchen with running water and them type of thing there. You see me, I say, so support IJStar, the mindset. Chop out the thing, man. You know what I mean? Make the thing grow. Yeah, make the thing grow. Yeah. So manners and respect and peace and love. Holy Emmanuel I, King Selassie I, Jah, Rastafari. Bless and sanctify. Sanctify and bless. Yeah.
See you on Start the Mindset. Mash that subscribe button. See you on the next video. I just start the mindset. Mash that subscribe button. See you on the next video. I just start the mindset. Mash that subscribe.